Turn that on. Welcome to the August 10th, 2021 Development Review Commission hearing. The Development Review Commission is created to hold public meetings and hearings to provide analysis and recommendation to the City Council regarding general land use policies and applications where the Commission has recommendatory power, and to render final decisions on specified applications where the Commission has final decision-making power, including, but not limited to, all aspects of a proposed and future development. The Development Review Commission recognizes that the creation of a desirable environment throughout the city for residents, businesses, and industry is a prime requisite for the interdependence of land values, aesthetics, and good site planning. By promoting harmonious, safe, attractive, and compatible development that is therefore considered to be in the best interests of public health, safety, and general welfare. Any person aggrieved by the final decision of the Development Review Commission may file an appeal to the City Council within 14 calendar days after the Development Review Commission has rendered its decision. The Development Review Commission recommendations to the City Council are not final decisions. Members of the Commission who are in attendance today, I am Chairman Michael DiDomenico. With me is Michelle Schwartz, Commissioners Don Cassano, Steve Bauer, Scott Sumners, Phil Amorosi, and Barbara Lloyd. In addition to the Commission, we have staff members also here to assist and guide us. In attendance tonight, Saparna Dasgupta, Steve Abrahamson, Lee Jimenez, Joanna Berry, joining us from Channel 11, Jason Wolf, and Ryan Levesque. We have a couple of sets of meeting minutes that it's our intention to review and approve this evening. We've gone over those minutes in our study session earlier this afternoon and did not have any changes or edits to those meeting minutes. We have two members of the Commission who were not present for that meeting and that will not be voting on those sets of minutes. That will be Michelle Schwartz and Scott Sumners. Do I have a motion for approval of the study session and regular meeting minutes for June 22nd, 2021?
Mr. Chairman, this is Commissioner Cassano. I would make a motion for approval of the Development Review Commission study session of 6/22/2021 and the Development Review Commission session regular meeting 6/22/2021.
It's been moved by Commissioner Cassano. Do I have a second?
This is Commissioner Lloyd. I'll second.
Commissioner Lloyd seconds the meeting, the approval of the minutes. I will call for a voice vote. Commissioner Cassano.
Aye.
Commissioner Bowers.
Aye.
I also vote aye. Commissioner Amorosi.
Aye.
And Commissioner Lloyd.
Aye.
We have 5 votes in favor and 2 abstentions. The minutes are approved. In addition, we have 3 cases this evening. Lee, I see your hand is up. Did you have something you wanted to share, or is that from previous comment? Lee, can you hear me?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Yes, your hand is showing as being raised on my participant list. I just wanted to see if you had something you wanted to catch us with here. All right, then I'm going to move into our 3 cases tonight. We have 3 items on the agenda. The items were discussed and reviewed by the Commission during our pre-session. It's the Commission's intention to place all 3 of those items on our consent agenda. What that would have the effect of doing?
Chairman, we have a gentleman who's interested in knowing about the case about the young residents. So I think it's better to present it so he has the information actually what's going on.
Okay, it wasn't a question that you were able to just answer. It was something that we want to bring
There
up.
is a concern that he wants them, it would be better probably to just hear it and
Okay. All right, that's item number 4. So we're going to pull that item from our consent agenda and hear that case. That leaves 2 cases that we have on our consent agenda. The intention of the commission is to vote on those 2 items in a single vote, and the intention would be to approve them as proposed. Those cases are the Fremont Tap Room and Kitchen, item number 3, and item number 5, the use permit for an expansion of the Arizona College of Nursing. Do we have anyone in the public who is here in attendance that wishes to hear either of those 2 cases? Okay, not seeing any. So we will have items 3 and 5 on our consent agenda. At this point in time, I would entertain a motion for approval of the consent agenda.
Commissioner DiDomenico, this is Commissioner Amorosi. I make a motion to approve the consent agenda for tonight's meeting. As
Well,
stated.
Commissioner Casano, I would second that motion.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the consent agenda. Any discussion? Seeing none, I'll call for a voice vote. Commissioner Schwartz,
Aye.
Commissioner Casano,
Aye.
Commissioner Bauer.
Aye.
I vote aye as well. Commissioner Sumners,
Aye.
Commissioner Amorosi,
Aye.
and Commissioner Lloyd.
Aye.
Consent agenda is approved 7-0. That brings us to case number 4. Case number 4 is a request for a use permit to allow required parking within the required front yard building setback for the Young residence located at 1122 West El Naray. The applicant is R3 Building Services, LLC. Lee Jimenez is the project planner on this particular item. And I show that Fernando Salas Jr. is here representing the applicant. And it looks as though Fernando is in attendance, so can we bring him on?
Hello,
Mr. Salas?
can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. What we'd like to do is, the commission didn't have any specific questions, but we do have a member of the public that's got some questions or concerns. So what we'd like to do is have you give us a brief presentation, take us through the nature of your project and the intended use and the reason for it. And then we'll have staff fill in anything from their end. And then we'll call the member of the public up and he'll be able to ask any more specific questions that weren't covered in your presentation.
Okay, sounds good. So we were asked by EG Real Estate, the property management company representing the homeowner, to convert the carport into livable space. So we submitted the building permit application. Then we found out that there was really only 2 ways to accomplish that. One was showing parking in the rear of the residence, but in order to do so, we'd have to pave the alleyway, from what I was told by the city planning division. And the other was to submit a use permit for parking in the front yard setback, which is what we did. So that's the reason for this request, simply to convert the carport into livable space. We noticed that there are other homes in the neighborhood that have done the same thing, and I stated that in the letter, and that's pretty much everything.
All right, thank you. Commissioners, do you have any questions for the applicant, for Mr. Salas? All right, I'm looking for hands. I don't see any. Mr. Jimenez, do you have anything that you'd like to add that you think is valuable to the discussion?
Good evening, Chair Domenico, members of the commission. I'm Lee Jimenez. I'm a senior planner with the Planning Division in the Community Development Department. Outside of the facts of the case, it's a R16 single family home residence. They are converting the garage into a bedroom, and the bedroom has access to the main portion of the house. Um, the use permit's required when you enclosed your required parking area, which in this case was the parking, which was the carport. And so that requires a use permit if you would, if anyone would like to shift their required parking into the front building setback, which is on the driveway. And just to be clear, um, should this request be approved, it doesn't mean that the property owner or any person living in the residence can park on the anywhere within the front yard or lawn area. It just means that they're allowed to park their required parking space or provide that on the driveway. So just to be clear, and as of tonight's meeting, I did not receive any public input. I did receive an inquiry and provided clarification, just as I did right now, as far as what the intent of the use permit is for. And there was no follow-up from that inquiry. And based on the information provided by the applicant and my analysis in the staff report, staff supports this use permit request, and I believe it meets the required criteria and will conform to the recommended conditions. And there are no unique conditions of approval associated with this use permit. And I'd be more than happy to answer any other questions that the commission may have, or even the members of the public.
Lee, I've asked this, we've had this similar type of case come up quite often. It's kind of a quirk in the law or in our ordinance, and not necessarily specific to Tempe, but this is a case where if someone had a garage or a carport and they chose to put a ping pong table in it or store their Christmas decorations and park a vehicle in the driveway, you can do that. It's a driveway and you could park your car there. What causes the requirement for coming to us for a use permit is they want to enclose it and convert that parking space, if you will, that garage or carport, to a different use, and park the same car that they could have parked in the driveway. So is that kind of a way of looking at it?
Yes, that's correct, Chair DiDomenico. It's when your permanent parking area is in this case like closed off, or like a garage enclosed, and you don't have any ability to park in that required area anymore. That's when this type of use permit request comes up.
And if somebody just leaves the garage door in place and still sleeps in the garage and parks on the driveway, they wouldn't be before us, would they?
For us, it'd have to be a permanent modification to the building.
Okay. All right, other questions from the commission? Looking for hands here. Anybody have anything? No? Okay. What we'll do now is call up, we have one comment card from a member of the public. We will call for David Salaya to come up to the podium, and you're going to come up here to that microphone. And what we need to do to get you on the record is just state your name and your city of residence. We don't need your full address.
I'm good.
I'd say smile, you're on television, but you got a mask on. So.
Hi, my name is David Salaya. I am a Tempe resident. I do live at 1128, which is the residence right next door to 1122. After hearing what you guys have been discussing already, I now understand that they're just trying to enclose the garage area and make it a livable space. That makes sense to me. Not, wouldn't want to stand in the way of that at all. However, it still does, it does lead to the concern that brings me here tonight. It reduces their parking area to one space, and the house is going to be rented out to college kids, which has gone on for the 40 years that I've been alive. That's the way it is on that street. But they've got a lot of vehicles, and we're just concerned about them parking in front of our house. We have regular guests, we have vehicles. that we need to, that we want to park in front of our house. But I assume that the city's parking, I assume that the way that it goes is that it's first come, first served, basically, you know. First person to get there is the
Checking
person that gets
on-street
that
parking?
spot, right?
On-street parking?
Yeah,
Well, we'll have staff address that concern for you
Yeah.
when you're done.
okay.
Any other questions you want addressed by the applicant or staff?
No, now knowing more what this hearing is about, no.
Okay. All right, well, take a seat and well, hold on a second. I should ask for the commission. Any questions from the commissioners for Mr. Salaya? Okay. Take a seat and we'll try and get some answers for you.
Thank you very much, I appreciate it. Hope I didn't waste too much of
No,
your time.
you did not, and as a matter of fact, that's exactly what this process is for. It's for people to get answers to their questions and not find out after a decision's been rendered. So this is helpful for us, too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Lee, if you could talk a little bit about on-street parking in this area and any concerns and how the city addresses those.
Yes, no problem, Chair DiDomenico. Just to clarify, at the time this home was constructed, only one parking space was required. And so whenever we come up with come into situations with the circumstance, they are only required to provide that one space that was required initially when the home was constructed. So that's why this is permissible to allow that one parking space to be provided on the site and not have to conform to today's requirements, which would be 2 parking spaces per single family residence. And concerning the on-street parking, we have no purview over that. The on-street parking is located in public right-of-way, and unless there is restricted parking on a certain segment of the street, only in those situations will parking not be allowed. And it's true that it's first come, first serve. But at times when a neighborhood does experience some issues concerning overcrowding of off-street parking or on-street parking, excuse me, they are more than welcome to look into I believe, and maybe Steve can correct me if I'm wrong, but consult with our transportation or engineering and transportation department as far as if a permitting process is a possibility for areas that run into these conflicts.
Thank you. Questions, commissioners? Okay, I'm not seeing any. So if we want to have some discussion or put a motion on the floor and then discuss prior to voting.
Mr. Chairman, this is Commissioner Casano. I would, at this point, make a motion for approval of the use permit for the young residents, PL 210208.
Thank you. We have a motion by Commissioner Casano. Do we have a second?
Scott Sumner, happy to second that motion. Thank you.
And a second from Commissioner Sumners. Any discussion? Seeing none, I'll call for a voice vote. Commissioner Schwartz,
Aye.
Commissioner Casano,
Aye.
Commissioner Bauer.
Aye.
I also vote aye. Commissioner Sumners,
Aye.
Commissioner Amorosi.
Before I say aye, I want to make sure the neighbor knows they can apply for a parking permit in front of their house if they have an issue. Aye.
Commissioner Lloyd.
Aye.
All right, that motion is approved 7-0. That was our last case for the evening. And staff, thank you for talking with Mr. Salaya about the process. At this point, commissioners, do we have any announcements to make? We have this is our one and only live meeting for the summer, and we're back to virtual meetings starting with our meeting for October 24th. So I don't know, one step forward, half step back, I guess.
Well-
Any commissioner announcements? Nothing?
Don Casano, I'd just like to say you look very good in that chair, and the council chambers, from what we were able to see finally tonight, look very nice.
It's beautiful in here. They've done a fantastic job. I can't wait for everybody to come back here and sit here for real. Staff, Saparna, Steve, do you have anything for the good of the order? No?
Chairman, I can announce the agenda for August 24th. If you
Yes,
wish.
please.
For Chairman and Commission members, the August 24th agenda for Development Review Commission includes the Harl Industrial Center. It's a DPR for industrial building at 6840 South Harl Avenue. We have 2 use permits, one for a bar and one for live entertainment, and CSS zoning for Netta Cheddars at 3224 South Mill Avenue. We are going to rehear the case, the PAD with the development plan review for the Carvana located on 1275 West Rio Salado Parkway. And we also have a request for the text code amendment for zoning and development code consisting of some corrections and clarifications to various sections. Those are the items for August 24th.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. With that, we are adjourned for the evening.
Thank you. Good night, everyone.
Thank you.